Philip to Evelyn, 14 October 1944. My adorable, received 4 lovely letters from you this afternoon, and they make perfect an otherwise pretty good day as days go in the Army. Before I go about answering them, a few words about what I have been doing since I talked to you last night. I hit the sack about 11 o'clock. Yes, sweet, I'm still keeping our date. And after lying awake a while and wanting you fiercely, I dropped off to sleep. I hadn't bothered to remove my clothes because I had to get up 3 times during the night. The operator gives me a ring at 4 a.m. to wake the cooks, at 5 a.m. to wake the KPs, and at 6:30 a.m. to wake the company. Aside from 2 other incidents, which I have been wont to remark with asterisk. Remember number 8? My sleep was undisturbed. Sergeant Trombetti woke me at 8, and I proceeded to clean and mop up the orderly room. 'Tain't funny, McGee. The day was clear and sunny and cold, and I was knocked out, but instead of taking the morning off to catch up on my sleep, I had to work till lunchtime on some things that had to go out before noon. After lunch, it's dinner in the Army, I lay down to read the paper and fell asleep in the middle of it. I awoke at 4:30 and went over to the orderly room to see what was cooking and to pick up my mail. Nothing was cooking, but your 4 ever-loving letters were there waiting for me. I was so glad to see them that it made me want very much to kiss you at that instant. I picked them up, retired to my sack, and page 2 settled down to read them. Just as I was finished reading the last line of the last letter, Sergeant Overman said he was going down to eat. That reminded me that I was kind of hungry, so I told him to wait for me. We hopped on our bikes and rode down to the mess hall together. After an immense supper, fried bologna and eggs, cold corned beef, potatoes, pickled beets, ketchup, cheese, bread and jam, butterscotch pudding, and hot chocolate. That's all. We adjourned to the snack bar where Overman had some coffee. I could hardly stand to look at any more food, let alone eat it. And we batted the breeze about this and that, and how having their husbands in the Army had tended to give our wives a more acute sense of values, etc. Overman had just returned from 4 days at an orientation school in London, and he had much of interest to divulge. I think I've mentioned that we have an hour's bull session each week, during which the company discusses various post-war problems, plans, etc. This is known as orientation. Overman, being a pretty intelligent guy, he was put in charge of the class, meeting, or whatever you want to call it. However, he has asked me to help him out, start off the discussions, and generally make myself useful in the proceedings. At the first few meetings, I must confess that I rather hogged the show, asking questions, raising arguments, answering others, etc. But here of late the fellows have got into the spirit of the thing, so I am content to sit back and just listen. The upshot of the whole page 3 thing is that now the Army is drawing up an ambitious educational program which will get underway as soon as hostilities over here have ceased. Overman was telling me what they have in mind, and it is truly wonderful, Chippy. They intend to have all the GIs go to school as soon as operations against Germany have ceased. The men are picking the subjects they want to learn, volunteering to teach others, etc. Moreover, the various educational institutions over here are cooperating with the Army to a great extent. Overman was telling me that Oxford University is offering 6-month courses in some subjects for GIs. That's how far advanced the plans are at this stage. All this is to put to the best advantage the otherwise empty weeks and perhaps months waiting for a boat home. I don't know if my words have conveyed it, sweet, but I'm really highly gratified and very excited with the prospect. It's given me renewed faith in the Army. They're really wising up. Oh yes, almost forgot to tell you that I volunteered to teach elementary English grammar. Don't laugh, I can do it. No kidding. For a report which I submitted to HQ, we listed all the subjects and vocational training each man in the company would like to have. My suggestions were as follows: photography, physics, chemistry, inorganic, aircraft instruments, remember? And a tour of British industries and cultural and historical points of interest. The list of subjects for the entire company is as long as my arm, almost, and includes everything from piano lessons, page 4, to welding. It's a great idea, and I'm hoping it works out as intended. Well, Chippy, the evening is just about spent, and I haven't even begun to answer your letters, but I don't expect to receive any more mail tomorrow, so I'll no doubt have ample opportunity to do so then. Right now I'm missing you terribly because I just happened to remember how delicious you felt cuddled up against my back afterwards, with your smooth as silk legs entwined with mine. Oh, my darling Evie, how I long for the joy that was us. I love you, baby. My dearest love to our sweet little pumpkin. Or does that appellation strike you as being beneath our young lady's new stature? Anyway, a kiss for the little darling from me, her daddy, Phil. P.S. My love to all. Evelyn to Phil, female, dated October 15th, 1944. Dearest Phil, Al came over today and took Harry down to see a station located at 8th and Bainbridge, and Harry is going to take it if everything can be worked out satisfactorily. Tante Bosch got Miriam a 2-room apartment and bought her a bedroom set. Miriam's sister bought her a kitchen set to complete the other room. Miriam hasn't long to go. The baby is due around Christmas. Tante is tickled that she has Miriam all set up by herself. Of course, she'll help her out when the baby comes, but she could never hit it off very well with Miriam in the same house. We almost rented our garage, but the fellow's car was so long that it would not fit into the garage to allow the doors to close properly. The car, if you're wondering what could be so big, is one of those long Cadillac affairs that looks like a limousine. Better luck next time. Adele calls a pussycat a pussysat. She was busy scribbling all over the blackboard this morning. I'd tell her to write Daddy, and she'd scribble away. Then I'd say, write Harry, and she'd scribble some more. She tires of her toys quickly. As long as they keep her interested a short while, I'm satisfied. She's very, very restless and likes to be on the go. It is very cold today. This morning it was extremely windy, but I decided to bundle Adele up and get her out. The sun was shining brightly, and except for the strong wind, the weather made me feel tingly all over, as well as fresh and clean. We weathered it only 20 minutes, for it proved to be just a little too much for Adele. She's sleeping now, and I'm busy with this. Mom got her glasses yesterday, and upon comparing, we noted that hers are shaped differently from mine. Mom can wear my glasses, but I can't wear hers, for hers make everything look blurry to me. Mom reads anything perfectly when wearing her glasses. My dad bought himself a good-looking pair of brown shoes and a half-dozen pairs of expensive socks in an effort to complete his new outfit. Since his birthday is coming up November 7th, I hope to get him a nice shirt to go with his new blue suit. By the way, October 19th is Dot's 21st birthday, and though I'm a little late in reporting same, I'm sure you will manage to get some sort of a greeting off to her. Use Snuff's address when writing. Dot has a post office box, but it may change, so use Snuff's. I want to do a little ironing before Dell gets up, so honey, I'll sign off now with a big hug and kiss for you from me and one from Adele, who is very capable herself when it comes to loving. Your Ev.